Every year, the Saturday before the State of the State address, there's the annual governor's dinner and ball. And this year, like so many before, it was hosted by the Idaho Republican Party, which means you can count on there being a who's who of Idaho's Republican politicians in attendance. This year, no exception. Here's a picture of 3 of Idaho's congressional delegation with 2 governors. There's Senators Jim Risch and Mike Crapo, former Governor Butch Otter, and of course, Governor Brad Little, and then there's Congressman Mike Simpson, who posted this picture to his campaign social media accounts. And he said he had a great evening at the 2022 governor's dinner. But Congressman Simpson also posted something else from the governor's dinner, a video of a speech he gave. Take a listen, especially to how he ended it.
We have a common goal, and that's to enact policies in our local communities, in our state, and at the federal level. And never forget our pride. Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon, received by a round of laughter and applause. And for those unfamiliar with the phrase, it goes back to a NASCAR race in Alabama last October. A driver, Brandon Brown, was being interviewed after the race. The crowd began chanting behind him, and it was a bit muffled at first, but the reporter suggested, because she couldn't hear very well, they were saying something like, "Let's go, Brandon," since, well, it was Brandon being interviewed, right? As the conversation went on, however, it became clear they weren't saying, "Let's go, Brandon," but 4-letter expletive Joe Biden, as in, "Let's go, Brandon," that kind of thing. Well, since that day, "Let's go, Brandon" has become the cleaned up slang for the vulgar version of that phrase. And something you usually hear from those who said the same thing about your feelings for 4 years. Remember that? But this wasn't your Uncle Wayno standing around the bonfire in your backyard who just threw this out there. This was an elder statesman from Idaho. Playing to the crowd? For sure. I mean, it is an election year after all. And it wasn't a private moment caught on camera. Congressman Simpson posted it himself to his campaign page. And if he didn't, somebody he employed did. But then it was deleted. Not before it was seen by a lot of people, several of whom expressed their dismay directly to the congressman on Twitter. Like this viewer who asked us, "Can the 208 get a statement from Representative Simpson about this?" Well, we tried. We reached out to Congressman Simpson and his campaign, and we have yet to hear back. An elected official using the phrase, "Let's go, Brandon," to cap off a dinner speech. Are we being too sensitive? Congressman Simpson has preached bipartisan legislation in the past, a lot of times. Is this paving the way for that? And if this is really how you feel, Mr. Simpson, why'd you take down the video? Those are all questions we would love to have answered by Congressman Simpson or his campaign. One more question we'd like to ask too. How low is too low for a congressman to reach for attention?